Hello.
Hello. I just realized I'm wearing a hat right now and in that video, but I'm trying to grow my bangs out. I'm trying to keep it short and simple. Basically, if you don't want to see me go on like an overly emotional like tangent about how I have imposter syndrome and I like have a disdain for myself, here's what this video is.
That was a very complicated way to say that I'm switching over to vlogs and montages.
But if you care to hear the emotional side of that, of why that's happening, keep watching. Whether you do or don't, I'm back. Baby, I'm back, baby. All right, shut up. Okay, food. Lord.
Hello. We are on my channel. Things are weird. Not my usual setup, huh? I have this hat on because my hair is really oily. I almost lifted it up to show you, but like, it's so gross. I need to open this window. It's so fucking god awfully hot here. And it's like beautiful out. Okay. I also have my favorite mug. Delicious, but it's like hot. Damn, that's fucking good. This video is gonna be set up a little weird. I'm always gone from YouTube because I suck at posting and consistency, but I just wanted to talk it out. Have a video where I like really lay all my cards out on the table instead of running around it and being like, I want to upload more. But I think I finally found like the middle grounds of how to make this work, of how to make us work, babe. I think I've figured it out. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of rant it out, and I was like, I've been trying to think of how to word this for YouTube and how to like really process my thoughts, but I think I just have to go for it and edit it to make sense, because it might not make sense as I'm saying it. As most of you know, I have not been a consistent person on this app, and it's especially gotten worse ever since like I have to close the window. Too much is happening out there. It's freaking me out. But, okay, so it's gotten like exponentially worse since, I feel at least, since doing like field trip and stuff, is because I had that extra outlet and that creative way of like doing a job that was like fulfilling of what I wanted to do comedy wise, and I felt like I was like actually like making something, because I've spoken about this too before. I have like pretty intense imposter syndrome, and I have a hard time looking at myself. And I think it's because I'm such a harsh critic that it falls back onto me, and I'm a fucking hater and a piece of shit. And I look at everyone and I'm like, that's so bad. But then I look at myself and I'm like, that's not very good either. So then I'm just pretty lost, because I'm like, well, I guess no one's making good shit, huh? Which is a lie. There are plenty of people making amazing things. But I have a hard time knowing if what I'm making is worthwhile, and like a lot of videos that I've posted to like do those fill-ins, I am not like, it's not a video I always look back at and I'm like, that was a good video and I'm happy I posted it. Sometimes I'm trying so hard to play catch up and to make sure that I fulfill this bar for content that I'm like pushing myself and making something I'm unhappy with, and I'm like cringing at editing. But I still post because I'm like, well, this is my job. This is one of my jobs. And I've gotten even bad at doing that because I just refuse to post all this fucking filler content. And yeah, the whole thing's all fucked up right now. And then on the bright side, we have podcasts, which I haven't even really spoken about on my own channel, but I'm sure the people who actually fucking care about me already know about it because I like am consistent on like Instagram and shit. But for some reason with YouTube, it's just this falter between me and like my own content when I make. And I think it's because I have all these fantasies of what I would like to do, but I don't have the motivation or the time to actually, or like the budget to actually fulfill any of those wants and needs for this channel. So it just like kind of sits behind, even though when people ask me what I do, I'm like, oh, I make YouTube videos, which is a fucking lie, because if I'm making 4 videos a year, I'm not a fucking YouTuber. I'm a bitch who has a login to an account. Like, I'm not a YouTuber. So we have to move to a spot where I can charge this camera while I talk. This video is so all over the place. The good news is, now that I have podcasts, I feel like that's somewhere where like I can be very naturally humorous or funnel my like comedic senses through there. And also, I've been working on other things that are comedically fulfilling that, although I'm not gonna get an audience reaction from those things, behind closed doors and with other partners, work-wise, I'm getting that fulfillment because I'm like working on something that is very like intellectually based comedy. It's such a weird thing to talk about, and it's so fucking annoying because at the end of the day, it's like, it's not that fucking serious. I'm a comedian. That's what I would like the title of. I'm a comedian. That's that. Like, I'm a funny fucking idiot. That's what I like to do for a living, and it shouldn't be this deep. But I think I run into the problem where I think I'm also very creatively charged and prideful. I'm like so obscenely prideful that it honestly gets in the way of everything I like want. Yeah, I'm just so prideful that it's hard to just do things the way I see other people doing them and doing them the simple way, because I'm like, I have this standard for myself that because I'm such a harsh critic, not even that, I think I expect a lot from myself when it's like, dude, who fucking cares? I should be taking advantage of the opportunities I have and the audience I have and just creating content that makes me happy. But I'm hard to please, especially when I'm looking at myself. So it's really hard to dedicate any time to this channel because I want to make videos that are like, yeah, like lighthearted and funny, and like me like being topical and making fun of something and like very satirically charged. And like a lot of my content I feel like is me looking at other YouTubers and kind of like doing my take on that, which as I've gotten older is just like a bit tiring because I'm like, this isn't necessarily like, and not even to shit on my old videos, but I don't know. I'm just at a point right now where I'm like, okay, I'm almost 23. What do I want out of this platform? Like, what do I want to give to it in a way that will make me satisfied, but also like catering to you guys, not catering to you, but like giving you content, because although I would like the title comedian, I'm a content creator. Like that's what it is right now and at the end of the day. So my solution as of right now is, because I'm getting these fulfillments through podcasts, like I'm like, if you want to hear me be funny and loud and obnoxious fully, that's what the podcast is for, and that's what I've always wanted, and I should be proud of that, is because I always wanted to be a radio host, and I'm fulfilling that to a certain extent, but I'm still not like proud of myself or satisfied with what I'm making, and I'm like always looking at myself and thinking I could be doing more, I could be doing better, but that it's hard for me to do more or like do better because I don't know what the better is, and then I try to push myself to do more, but because it's not coming from like a truthful and like honest space, sometimes I'm just like making things because I feel like I have to make things because I didn't know this video would become this. But yeah, just as I've gotten older, it's gotten like more difficult for me to make content on YouTube. And it's like a pride and ego thing, like a creative standards things. It's like a whole plethora of issues, mainly with myself. It's like so much of my disdain for myself stops me from maybe even being as successful as I could be, which again, I'm very grateful for the things I have and like how far I've come, but I don't know, it's like, so it's such a stupid thing to cry over. I want to be making content that feels fulfilling and mostly feels like fun for me to make, and when I think about like the kind of visual content that makes me the happiest to make right now, and like honestly for a long time has always been like documenting my friends and me, just for the purposes of looking back and like being happy with that and just like recording me and my friends being stupid and not like for the sake of like being like, this is the funniest video ever, this is like the most genius idea ever, but just for the sake of like, wow, this stuff is so like, looking back, it's so funny and it's like so fun and like lighthearted. And that's the kind of content I think I want to be making right now. I feel like this seems really dramatic because you look at my videos and it's like, cool, you painted your friend's wall pink. Like, that was like your creative. But see, there I go. I'm like literally doing it. I'm like trying to have like a serious moment or like a vulnerable moment with y'all and myself. And I like can't help but shit on myself at the same time. Originally, this was supposed to be like a fun, lighthearted thing, like, hey guys, like, here's the update on my channel, and then I was gonna put like me doing my makeup in the background, and this video was gonna be in the like bottom corner, and it wasn't gonna be like a big thing. It was not supposed to be this serious, but maybe this is a video of its own. So yeah, I don't know. Like, with that being said, I have a lot of footage, like a lot of content that I've been recording over the past few months that I'm just trying to figure out how to use them on this channel, but I've just been worried because I'm like, okay, have I been gone for too long from YouTube? I don't know if it even matters that I go back to my own channel anymore. I don't know if I need to be posting on my own channel because we have the podcast, but like, instead of thinking like, oh, I have to post, I want to just be able to be like, okay, I am finally for once motivated to make like this kind of content. And the kind of content I'm talking about is like, I don't know if you guys remember, in like 2019, I just randomly uploaded that montage footage of all my stuff from my handy cam, and I was like, I think this will be fun. Maybe it's something I do on my channel more often. And I just didn't pursue that because I was like, well, who fucking cares about me and my friends living our life with no context? Because unless you have like an emotional attachment to us, like that doesn't fucking matter. And I'm a comedian and people want me to be funny. Like people don't want to see me like goofing around. Earlier this year, like at the beginning of summer, I got a new handy cam and I've just been like hella using it. And I filmed like a trip in like late June of me and my friends going to Big Sur, and I made an edit of it and I like watched it so many times because I was like, oh my god, I love this. And it was the first time in a long time that I made a video where I was like, I loved editing this. Like, I liked putting it together. It was fun. It wasn't anything crazy. Like, it was just fun to do. That one I will be keeping private because it was like, I don't know. Some things I do still want to keep private. But that's another thing too, is as I've gotten older, it's been really difficult for me to share a lot of myself on the internet. Which I don't know why. I think I just like, I kind of lightly spoke about this on the podcast, which if you don't, you should go watch our podcast. This is the longest video ever, I'm so sorry, but I talked about it on the podcast, and I was like, just as I've gotten older, I've tried to like reserve a lot of my personal life. Like, I don't like to show my like family as much, and like every friend I have as much, and like all this shit, because I'm just like, oh, I would like to reserve some of this for myself, so I'm keeping these bits of myself. So much of who I am, or like so much of my personality on the internet, or my identity on the internet, I feel like has always been being very vulnerable and showing myself and like my friends and who I am and what I love and all those things. And that's also made it harder to be on YouTube because I used to sit in front of my camera and talk for hours, but then I got a therapist and I like grew up a little bit, and now I have friends and all these different outlets for that, so I don't go to my camera and like go to figure all that out alone. And part of me feels bad because I feel like I don't have that to give publicly anymore. I'm not my business, like my personal business. That's not who I am on YouTube. But I feel like that's maybe like a reason, that's like what's kept me like authentic or close to like an audience, is because of course you guys want to feel connected to the person you're watching. But even that, I feel like I'm overlooking into it because I'm like, who gives a fuck if I post a clip of my homies? Like, it's the same shit I would post on Instagram. Why can't I post it on YouTube? Like, who cares? Okay, I've been heavily ranting. I'm like, let me try and bring this all in because I feel like I've been talking for like 15 minutes and not even like, I'm so annoying, I'm ranting. I'm like, bitch, I don't want to edit that much. Shut up. But yeah, as I've gotten older, I've been like hoarding off my things more. I don't know why. When my favorite kind of content, like genuinely my favorite kind of content to watch is like personal nothingness. Is like random vlogs and like, dude, one of my favorite, like, not to say Dana's videos are random nothingness, but two of my favorite YouTubers are literally Josh and Dana, because they do such a good job of just like recording their friends.
A good job of explaining Dana and Josh's content as a reference, but what I was trying to say is I think they do a really good job of mixing like comedy and then just wholesome footage of hanging out with your friends, which is very inspiring to me, and that's something that I would love to do because I love filming my stupid friends. Hey!
And just making cool edits of it, and then I can integrate like my playlists that way, because I like to make edits to music I like, which is like something I saw Josh doing a lot, and I like fell in love with that, and I can like use all this content and then have just like a public diary, which is already what my life is, but actually using my YouTube channel like that now that I don't feel the need to fulfill some comedic fantasy. That was a very complicated way to say that I'm switching over to vlogs and montages. My channel now used to be a satirical playground of mischief and mysterious green out wonder of who are they really. They don't get serious very often anymore. Actually, my YouTube went from like a buffet of me being a loner and just making videos by myself, then to like green out footage of me being a freak with my friends. And now it's moving into wholesome. You know what? I'm 23, man. I can't be funny on podcasts, in the writing room, and alone on camera. Now you're asking too much of me. And I don't want to do it. And I can't. Because, you know, once you get to a point like me, as like a comedian, actor, public figure, sexy supermodel, you'll hear about that. You'll hear about the supermodel stuff later this month, maybe. Fashion icon, Fashion Novian are the Fashion Nova girls. We are the Fashion Novians. You might know of the Pretty Little Princesses, Pretty Little Thingians, but I'm a Fashion Novian. A Fashion Novian. What the fuck was I saying? Oh, as all those things, when you get to my age, you learn you gotta just chill. You gotta be a chill girl sometimes. Maybe that means sweating profusively under a sweater with a hat on because your hair's oily and you're supposed to get ready soon because you're going to a party with your friends, but instead you're sitting on the floor crying because you don't know what you want to do with your life, and you're almost 23, and like there's 19-year-olds who are living in like mansions and doing all this stuff, and you look at the time and you're like, damn, like, oh, when I was 19, I was like burying my mom. Like, why are y'all like getting houses? I don't even have a house. Like, my rent here is already like pushing it. The first few vlogs and like montages and shit are gonna be a little messy because, of course, I'm like, as much as I reference like Dana and Josh's videos, like I don't want to fully rip their layouts. So I'm still trying to like find my own little swag with it. Maybe the next video is just fully montage clips from like summer so I could catch you up to like fall and like right now. Actually see you next week. Oh, actually, no. Well, I guess I actually, whoa, oh my god. I'll actually see you next week. And maybe even the week after that and the week after that. But no promises, because also I'm not trying to like cram a bunch of footage of my friends into 1 week and then like, oh my god, what the fuck are we filming Keeping Up with the Kardashians? This is insane. So maybe more so like 2 videos a month type shit, because I want to keep myself to it, and like filming my friends, it really is fun. Like I, at this point, don't leave the house without my handy cam, and it's actually fucking awesome, because I used to take a lot of pictures of my friends, but then my favorite camera broke and I tried to move on to the Contax C2 and I was like, I hate this thing. This fucking camera sucks balls. Even though it's not, because I had the Leica Mini Lux and that's like the same camera, just like different companies. Whatever. I'm talking your fucking ass off. Fuck you, go to sleep, see you soon, fuck you, I hate you, I love you, come back soon, subscribe, bells, notifications, ring-a-ding-a-ling-a-ling, leave a comment, fuck you, get the fuck out of my face.